Hello all, welcome to another edition of Quick Excel. Today we're going to be going over data validation and drop-down menus. So this is a useful tool when you want to limit the choices that a user has to input into a cell. You may want to do this in order to input that Excel form into a database, which may cause errors if the wrong type of data is put in, etc. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into it. So first, how do you get to the data validation menu? First, go up to the tabs and select data. There'll be data validation here. Go ahead and select that. So under the settings, you have a number of different options. You can choose whole numbers, which you can specify different values, either equal to, between, etc. A min and max, which is going to be integers, negative or positive whole numbers. And then you have decimal, which is very similar to whole numbers, except you can have values after the decimal point. List, so you can specify here things manually. Let's say if you wanted to choose like Google, Amazon, Microsoft. There's a company field or something like that. Then when you click OK, it'll put those choices separately into your drop-down list. Or you can choose, let's delete this, we can choose a group of cells that contain the values that we want to limit it to, and in the same case it will create those in your drop-down menu. Your other choices are date, so you can choose starting and ending date. You want the dates to be between. Time is very similar. Text length, so let's say the database only allows you to do up to 255 characters. You could set a maximum here of 255 and maybe a minimum of 1, so they need to put in at least 1 character but not more than 255. And then you can select an input message. So I've already set up a few here. So once you enter that cell, the title of that input message will be put here in bold letters. I just put in validation, and then you can put in a message, put in a valid product from the list. So you can see here, that's how I set it up, title, input message. So it'll kind of come up as kind of like a comment on that field when you enter it. Another thing you can do is set up the error alert. So by default, it'll have a style of stop, which will mean if it doesn't meet the validation criteria, the user will not be allowed to input that into the cell. And you can put in, similar to what we did for this, a title and an error message for what will come up. So let's see that in action. So if I try to put in a new product like remote, you can see it'll put in my message here with the title and the message. You must select a product from the list. And I can't do anything until it's an actual product from the list. So let's say I delete this. If I select computer finally, it will allow it then finally. But it'll just keep pop-upping error messages until you fix it or you delete what's there. And then the second one is warning. So you can see here, if I select warning, I can put in similarly a pop-up message with a title and an error message. In this case, it will be a little stern about what I put in, but if I choose yes, it will allow that. And then information will just pop up an information message to say, hey, what you wanted to do, and you can put in the message. In this case, I put in, we suggest you select a product from the list. It's not very pushy about it. I just select OK, and it's fine with it. So those are the options you have for that data validation. And then another thing you can do is you can circle, choose this circle invalid data. So if you're looking through this, you can see all the different fields where users selected something outside the validation criteria. And then if you want to remove that, you can just clear the validation rules. All right, I hope you guys learned something. If you did, go ahead, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much.